So how exactly does exercise benefit your chest? So chess is this sort of like endurance sport in a sense because you're really sitting there. I can show you guys my strain on the whoop. One tournament, the Gambito, where I played 4 games, four rounds in a day. The games were 45 delay 5. So I played for around like 6 hours, 7 hours, and you could see my stress and strain was actually quite high. It's similar to like when I do like a 30-minute running session or like an hour workout basically throughout the day. But I never really did anything. I was just sitting there. The reason is because your heart rate's elevated. Your just whole body's very stressed, and you're not really just like it's not like you're relaxing here. You're like tensed up. Like when you play chess, your whole body's actually tensing up. Like it's similar to driving. Some people get fatigued from driving. Um, well, just like Uber, like taxi in general, because your muscles are actually stressed and there's like shifting in the car. It's just as similar to like a lower extent where your body just automatically tenses up because you're literally chess is a fight, to be honest. It's literally similar to like boxing. You're just trying to like kill figuratively your opponent, and your bodies are like this is kind of pro science at this point, but like sort of like the human brain, monkey brain, has evolved to like heighten like cortisol, everything. You're just more stressed when you're playing chess, so your whole body it tenses up. But that's just like basically explains like the fatigue. Maybe you're sore if you do this for a long period of time, because right now like when you play chess you can sort of understand when it's really stressful your heart rate goes up. It goes like 140. Like just look at like Magnus Carlsen. They have like heart rate monitors and those like very premier events like freestyle. Eric Rosen, he played like some blitz games with a heart rate monitor. He it goes like 140 or something. So that's exactly how it works. You're just stressed. Your body's in high stress mode, and your heart rate goes up. Your body's more tense, and your brain. There's something like some studies where your brain focuses on like also burns a lot of calories because you're thinking too much. But I think it's all like three factors: so your brain burning calories, your heart rate elevated, and also your muscles and everything, your whole body tightening up, which is causing the calorie expense and also the stress and fatigue and basically like the energy, right? So how does exercise come into this? So like I was actually really into like CrossFit and bodybuilding before I started like doing chess seriously. And basically, the idea of exercise in chess is to just increase the exercise here. I'm not talking about like muscle gain. That can be very beneficial as well. But specifically for chest, I think CrossFit, like hit training, and maybe like running, long distance training for just a cardiovascular training in general is going to be the most beneficial. Because okay, you can be jacked, you can have muscle, but that's not really going to translate to it. Does. There are many benefits. Again, the most direct thing you can train physically in physical exercise is going to be running, and or sorry, cardiovascular training, aka running, boxing, hit training, CrossFit. You know, these type of training. First of all, it lowers your resting heart rate. As you can see, I think Magnus Carlsen is a very good example. His heart rates, and also Gukesh is also very fit. These guys are actually incredibly fit. They don't really post like videos of themselves like working out, or like I feel like Gukesh plays like cricket or tennis, because he's like he does some sort of training. Because when you see like these top tournaments freestyle, they have like these heart rate monitors. And for example, I would currently see like Hikaru would be like at 120 or like 130, right, in like a tense situation. Magnus would just be chilling at like 90 beats per minute or something like that. He'd just be like, he'd just be chilling. Like, you notice his opponent's heart rate is way more elevated than Max Carlsen. Why? Because he's trained, his cardiovascular abilities have been trained through exercise, so that, he doesn't get as, like, his heart and doesn't have to pump as hard, like, literally, when he's stressed during a chess game. So you're training that capacity. So, when you play like a US chess tournament or like a weekend tournament where there's like 3 rounds, 2 rounds in a day, when in the last round you just feel tired, it's like this fatigue and you're just like really, you're tired, right? What is that tired? A lot of people say they're getting old or something. Like this is like kind of like a common misconception. I really can't deal with this. Like they just like, bro, I'm old, man. Oh man, I'm not as young. Like bro, like you're just out of shape. It's not even that deep. Like when you're young, you're probably doing some sports in school or college. Like that's why you're getting destroyed. Like I can't handle these. Like I need to take a bye last round. It's because your cardiovascular abilities are not up to the standard. You have to be fit, especially in these like weekend tournaments for amateurs in the United States. For example, in weekends or like these super tournaments, they have very long games, 7 hours. It's very important to have this like cardiovascular fitness, because in the end, like in the end game where you're grinding out like the rook two pawns versus like that weird, it's like you're up a pawn in the rook end game, you're trying to grind it out. That's where it's really up to like your mental, first of all, your mental fitness, in like the sense of concentration and clarity, and also your cardiovascular fitness, because you've been there for like 6 hours, man. You've just been like your heart rate's been at like what, like by that point you've already like burned the equivalent of like maybe 2 hours, or if you're sitting at the chessboard for 6 hours, you've burned like about like an hour or 2 hours of like running, like long distance running, equivalent to sort of. So, or maybe an hour. You get my point, right? So like you're kind of like tired. If someone's like out of shape and they don't really exercise a lot, like if you see like the nerdy chess players, um, they might just not be able to deal with it. They might just be tired. They might blunder and think bad things happen, right? But you start to notice that most top players are actually very fit. Like there's rarely a top player, I'm talking about 2700s, that are like out of shape. The great example, yeah, Magnus Carlsen, Fabi used to be very in shape when he was preparing for 2018 against Magnus. He was doing like tennis training, running training. It was a very important part of his training. Hans Niemann, he used to do like triathlons or something. He's also very fit. There's like clips of him playing basketball at the World Rapid and Blitz team championship, I think last year. So he's also a very fit person, and I think this positively translates to your chess in the way that it increases your cardiovascular fitness, and it helps you just stay more alert over time through like long periods of chess games, because it's really going to wear down on you. So yeah, this is sort of my conclusion. Again, I'm not like a top player. I have actually met many grandmasters who are not in shape. There's many grandmasters who are old. I won't name a few, like they're young but they're not in shape. But they've talked to me, and they're actually like conscious of this thing. Everyone knows this. Like I've spoken to this 25 very young 2500, recently scored his GM norm and all his norms. He is in, like he's saying like yo bro, you look like you're in shape. You should like teach me, how, like what should I do for workout, but because he wasn't, and he knew this was something he had to do to get to the next level. So this just says in itself, like this is quite important. And I think it's one of like the I can't even talk, neglected parts of top level chess, because it's starting to get out more nowadays. But again, I still think we need to, chess is very like it's a sport. You have to be like sporting, you're like, there's studies saying your brain is like burning a bunch of calories. That there was this one study like a while ago, but that was kind of weird. I'm not really up to date, sorry about that. But like basically it's a sport, man. Like it's a sport. So you gotta like, start trying and get your like physical fitness there. You gotta get your mental fitness there. It's literally like a meditation, and let's see who can meditate on the chess better. So yeah, that's basically it. That's what I want to say. So hope you learned this. So practical. Okay, let's do like a practical like implementation of this. If you're a very strong chess player, you're like 2500 or 2400, and you're trying to get to the next level, what exact steps can you do to improve your cardiovascular fitness that's also convenient in chess, right? So I think running is a great option. I actually currently do running. Just do like 30 minutes a day. Like I just run like a mile or 2 miles around this like community. Basically, I think this is very good. You can listen to like a C Squared podcast or something. You can like do something. You can listen to something while running. I typically don't do that. I don't really do that, yeah. That's because I think it's important. I also treat that also as running as a meditation. I want to like train my attention span, because if you are consuming too much content, especially in social media, your brain will just like it's less focused. Like you have to train your brain to focus more. That's another topic, but running is great. Tennis is also great. There's a tennis court near my community that's like open, and I really want to get into tennis. I'm really bad at tennis. I actually like badminton. I'm like, if I had an elo in badminton, I'd have like 1,000 elo. I think badminton's great. Boxing is great. Just any, like, ping pong's great. Swimming's great. Riding bicycles is great. CrossFit is great. So you get some kettlebells. Get some. You actually don't need a lot for CrossFit, bro. Just get like 2 kettlebells. They're like pretty expensive in the States, like where I am. Like a 26-pound kettlebell is like $20. But just buy like 2 kettlebells, buy like a big one, like a 40-pound one, and just do some like, I don't know, just work with them. You push ups, pull ups, get a pull up bar, like the ones you can attach on the door, and doing like a. Okay, I should make a separate video for this, but many things are great. I think running is the best because you can it's very simple. Like, everyone can run, bro. You're a human, just like run. One thing you have to watch out as a chess player, if you're starting to run, you should actually do a lot of stretching work, because I noticed a lot of chess players, they're not really flexible. Like, they've been sitting like around for like most of their life, especially if you're a very strong grandmaster or international master. You've probably like started chess playing young, so you probably didn't really do like a lot of. I mean, I'm assuming, right? Like, some grandmasters are jacked as fuck, but I'm assuming maybe you haven't done like too many sports, so you're like, maybe you're not as flexible. Basically, if you're a chess player starting out and going into running, I had like this whole period where I had knee issues, back pain, like a bunch of shit. Like, I'm so confused. I was like, oh, what is this going on? I went to the doctor. He's like, oh, bro, you have this knee thing. Like, we're doing X-rays. I'm like, and then like for a while, I like, this was like a whole like few months. This was like a big thing, a serious thing, right? I was doing like X-rays on my knees. I'm like, these knees hurt, bro. I can't even walk. It hurts so much. Like, I have some like, I need to go to like a chiropractic, like the ones that like crack their back. The ones that crack your back. Chiropractic, something like that. But I had to go to like that, like, what's going on with your knee, bro? It was literally just my flexibility and my mobility problem. It was like, bro, I just did stretching. I just did a bunch of mobility exercises. Now, like, I'm chilling. Like at that time, I was so cooked that I couldn't. You know how you like meditate with like your legs crossed, like sit with your legs crossed, bro? I couldn't even do that like for like normally, bro. I would like I'd have to like put my hand down. Like, it was like I was so cooked. So as a chess player going to this, I think it's very, very important, because you could have spent like hundreds, thousands of dollars like trying to fix this like knee problem, joint problems, bro. It was just stretching, because I think chess players and like nerds, like I started out as a like a really big nerd, and then I got into fitness. It's like my mobility was so shit because I didn't do any sports as a kid. I was like just fucking in my computer, like looking at the fucking laptop. So it was like everything was so like not mobile, and like I couldn't like I had nothing, like I wasn't like very like open in my body, like my posture was shit, like this, like everything is so bad, and it caused me a lot of problems. So I discovered the stretching thing, and I was like, oh shit. Actually, this came from David Goggins' book. But at that point, I was already doing stretching, but I never knew it was so good. And then I was like, oh shit. And then I did a bunch of stretching, and I was like, now everything's perfect. When you run, nothing should hurt. I like, for me, like when I was first starting out as a runner, my fucking joints would just hurt. Like my ankle, my knees would just hurt for no reason. My lower back, I was like, oh, like I thought it was normal. I thought it was just like, it was like strange. But then I did it for like a couple of days in a row, a week, and I was like, this is getting really bad. Like, I can't even walk up the stairs. It hurts so much. And I was like, oh, maybe I need to go to the doctor. And I went to the doctor. Like, it was just all the stretching thing, and I didn't know that, and that just caused me a lot of pain, and I just couldn't understand. And yeah, it was just really, really bad. So yeah, in David Goggins' book, he also mentioned something similar. He was like getting destroyed because he couldn't like, his body was so tight. And then yeah, he started stretching the psoas muscle. That's important. And also just like running your quads. Like, now I run pain free. Like, finally, like I just run. I mean, like nothing's going on. I feel great. That's how it should be. Like, you shouldn't have like knee pain when you run. Like, it's so like crazy to say this. Like, that's like a thing I have to say, but like I thought it was just normal. I thought it was just normal for your knees to hurt. But like only when I started training like every day for like a week, I started having back problems. So I never like really understood that. Yeah, I shouldn't hurt. My joint shouldn't hurt when I was running. But as a chess player starting out to get into fitness, I think that's actually a very common thing that happens. I hope I saved you a few $100s by telling you to stretch, bro. Do a bunch of stretching. I'm not gonna artistically tell you what stretches to do. Quads, hamstrings, your glutes, like the 90 or something like that. I don't know what else it's called. Like you just do like a 90-degree angle with both your legs. Do your own research. It's not that deep, but stretching is so important. Like if you like just start walking. Like I had a 2500. This is another one that like we were friends and we were also working together a little bit, and he asked me how to get into like fitness, and I just told him like, bro, just start walking first, get your like mobility correctly. He was actually pretty chill. He's like a better runner than me now, I think, but he's like a professional player, right? But basically he was like, he already had it down, but I told him, bro, just start walking like in half an hour a day, and then start working on your mobility, bro. Start stretching like for like a week, 2 weeks in a row, and then get on like a 10-minute run and see how it goes. And if you experience pain, stop immediately and then go back to walking and then keep doing the mobility, because you need to get to the point where you don't actually have fucking pain when you run, which is very not normal. That's a sign that something is wrong. So yeah, because I think a lot of chess players have horrible mobility and they don't even know it, because they're just nerds, you know. They're just nerds. But nothing wrong with that. If you're a nerd, you can just be like a jack nerd. It's fine. Just get jacked and just get in shape, because it's gonna help your chest and get you to the next level. To be fair, there are grandmasters who are fat. Okay, I don't want to get canceled for fat shaming. Like, I'm gonna call out a name. Okay, there are grandmasters who are fat. I'm not gonna say the name. You know who it is. You know who you're thinking. But there are grandmasters who are fat, and they can destroy me. They can cook me. So at the end of the day, this is actually not that important. Not that important. It's not everything. Fitness, like, it doesn't really help your chest that much if you're blundering pieces. So like, take this with a grain of salt. It's not gonna make you suddenly like a god. A chest, like you're not gonna gain 100 points, but just like running alone, or maybe you can. But like what I'm saying is, you have to have like the work in there. You have to like know the patterns. You have to play chess correctly. You know how to plan. You know how to do tactics. You don't blunder pieces, right? Like, I think this is designed to like an audience of like 2400s. Like, you might think I'm a horrible chess player, but I think this fitness advice will help you. But if you're not a 2500 chess player, you're just like very nice, you're just trying to play chess for fun, you like playing chess, you play weekend tournaments, this is going to help you a lot, because weekend tournaments is especially hard for on your cardiovascular system. So yeah, I hope that helps. But main thing is still the chest training. The chest training part is still very, very important, because there are fat grandmasters who will smoke you. You know, there are I don't want to name drop, bro. I'm just like some small creator. They can just shit on me. But there are some grandmasters who are fat, and they're still a grandmaster. So this is not everything. But when you get to 25 and you want to get to the top level of chess, that's when you need to get in the fitness work. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something, and I'll see you guys in the next one.